Welcome guys to Platform Studio again, and today I'm gonna show you how to render a plan just simply with textures and no brushes. It's a very simple method and all the textures that I have used in this video will be given below. So let's start. Here I have a plan in DWG format. Let's open AutoCAD. And this is the plan we are gonna render. So let's go to the plot command and printer or plotter type, select DWG to PDF, and paper size, select your paper size, what paper size you prefer or you are required for your project. So I'm selecting A1 for this tutorial. I'm selecting ISO A1. So then choose window and select the portion of the plan that you want to show. Create a box. So now if you require a scale, choose your scale from here. For this tutorial I will not choose any scale. I will use feet to paper and I will click center the plot so the drawing will be centered, and I will choose the plot style to monochrome. Let's preview, press preview, and this is how it gonna look. So then press OK and save it as a PDF. So here is the PDF of our plan. We are gonna render it in Photoshop. Okay, now let's open Photoshop. Drag your PDF drawing into Photoshop and crop to boundary box, and always make sure the resolution is 300 because the default resolution of AutoCAD plot is 300. So otherwise the scale wouldn't match. So here is our PDF and we need a first, let's rename this. Let's name it as plan, and then we will create another layer. Just clicking that button, and we will drag that layer below and rename it as background. So this is our background layer and it will be white. So I will fill this whole background with white color. Go to edit, fill, and contents white. So now we can see the plan properly. So another interesting thing, even when we convert the PDF into Photoshop, it gets lighter for some reason. So I always like to duplicate it. So I will duplicate the plan so that it will be easier to see. So now let's put some textures here. I will go to my texture folder. First I have a texture of asphalts, a texture of road. So here is the texture, and as you can see it's too big, it's large, and it's not up to the scale. So the very important thing when you are rendering a plan in Photoshop, you have to get the scale right. So as you can see, I'm trying to match the scale of the texture as much as I can to the reality so that it doesn't look odd. This is a very common beginner's mistakes that a lot of people make. They don't get the scale right. So I'm just copying the texture, merging them both, then again I'm pressing the Alt button and then dragging it. So then again merging again. So you can do it by another method, which is Photoshop pattern method, but this is easier to me. I find it less complicated, so I will just I will keep copying the textures until it fills up the whole plan. As you can see, I'm just dragging and pressing Alt button. So again, and again, as the textures I'm using, they're seamless, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about seams. Now let's go to the plan layer and select the roads, the area with the magic tool. As you can see, I am selecting all the roads, and then now I am going to the layer that I created, the asphalt layer that I created, and now I am just clicking on the left mouse and I will choose layer via copy. So as you can see, it is copied. So here we have our road, and choose the type multiply, and I will delete the background texture that I created because I don't need it, and it will make the file heavy and it's not necessary to have. So here is our road, as you can see, easy. Now let's put some textures on the pedestrians and the walkways. So again, you can see it's not in scale. We have to match the scale to reality. So I'm just yeah, this looks all right. Again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm selecting it and pressing the Alt button and just dragging it to copy. Then I'm merging them. Then again, I'm dragging it with the Alt button and copying it, and I will merge them again, and I will copy them again. So I will continue this process until the whole plan is covered by this texture, the pedestrian texture. This process, it looks complicated, but it's fun. Like, to me it's easy. I don't know about others, but I do this way because it looks fun and I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy just merging layers, and if you want to follow this method, you have to have seamless textures. Seamless textures are not very hard to find. So now I'm again going to the plan layer and selecting all the pedestrians, all the areas of the pedestrian, and here. So I have selected all the walkways. Now let's go to the texture layer, and again right mouse and layer via copy. So you have to press right mouse, not left. Right mouse and layer via copy. So we have the pedestrian now, and change it to multiply, and here it is. And you can delete the layer underneath. We don't need it. It will make the file heavy. And you can play with the opacity. Here I'm decreasing the opacity to make it lighter. You can do it in various ways. It's up to you. So here we have two textures down. Let's okay, now let's go to the grass texture and let's bring it on. So okay, we have to drag this layer to the top, the grass layer. Yeah, now it's on top. To select it, press Ctrl plus T. That's the shortcut of selecting, Ctrl plus T. Again, I'm making sure the scale is realistic, the scale is right. I'm making sure of it. So the scale looks perfect here. Again, I'm selecting, dragging with the Alt key and copying it and merging it. I'll do the same again. Again, I'll merge them and I'll do the same again. So this is the beauty of seamless textures, that it's so easy to manage, manage them, and you don't have to worry about seams. So again, let's fill up the whole plan with this texture so that it can cover all the areas which has grasses. Now I will merge the three layers. I will hide the layer. Again, I will go to the plan, and with the magic tool I will select the areas which has grass. Make sure you select all the areas with grass. In this project it's a little complicated. There are many areas, many green areas, so it might take a little time to select all of those. So I'm selecting all the grass areas. Making sure nothing is left behind. So you may ask, how do I know where the grasses are? Because if it's your design, you should know where the grasses are, right? So I know where the planter boxes are, where the grasses should be. So I know that, and you will know it too if it's your project. Again, I'm going to the grass layer and layer via copy. Here I have all the areas covered, all the grass areas covered, and for the grass texture I'm keeping the original texture below. I'm not deleting it because I might need it for later if I miss some areas. So now I'm importing another texture. It's a pavement texture. Again, I'm making sure the scale is right. So I will repeat the same process. I will go select them, press Alt and just copy them. I will keep merging them and I will keep copying them. Again, importance of having seamless textures. You can copy them and merge them easily. Again, I'm doing the same thing, repeating the same process. Let's merge it, and yeah, we have our first pavement texture. Let's hide it. Let's again go to the plan with the magic tool, select the areas of the pavement. Don't forget to select, take your time and select it. And then I'll go to the texture layer and I will press layer via copy. Simple. I'll delete it because I don't need it anymore, I think. Yeah. Now let's import the second pavement texture. Again, bring it to the top, Ctrl T to select, and then drag it to scale it down. Match the scale and repeat the same process I have told earlier. Drag, alter, copy. Select, press Alt and drag, then it will copy. And I'm merging them. Again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm covering the whole plan area. I know this method is not like others, but to me I feel it's very easy and fun, so I use this method to render my plans. I don't know about others. Okay, let's select the pavement areas, the second pavement areas. With the magic tool, of course. And you have to be on the plan layer. Now let's go back to the texture layer and again layer via copy. So we have our, let's multiply, make it multiply. So we have our second pavement texture, and we'll delete the source texture. We don't need it. So here, okay, so I have missed some of the grass textures. That's why I was keeping the source textures of the grass, because I was sure that I would miss some. So here I'm selecting all other grass textures, and I'm going back to the source texture and layer via copy. And now maybe I can delete it, but I will keep it, I think. Okay, let's import some fun textures, because there is an area for children's play. Again, put the texture on top layer, scale it to reality. Again, for this texture I'll follow the same method. Press Alt and drag, it will copy and then merge them together. I will adjust the scale a little bit and I will repeat the same process. It's really easy to render a plan if you follow this method. And if you can do it quickly, and it shouldn't take much time, all you need is an hour to render a plan. So again, I'm going to the plan layer and I'm selecting the areas of the children's playground, and I'm going back to the texture and layer via copy. So I have the texture here and I will choose multiply and I will delete the source. I will delete the source texture. Again, here I have missed some grass areas, so that's why I kept the source texture of the grass so that I can bring the texture back whenever I want. So again, now what should we do? Let's bring in the wooden floor texture. I want to put that wooden floor into the basketball court. Always make sure that it's scaled perfectly. I think this is about right. So again, I'm copying it, I'm putting it together and merging them both and repeating the same process. And again, I'm doing it horizontally. Merging them both, and again the same thing. And again the same thing. So I'm choosing the wood texture for the seating area. So I will merge the texture and hide it. Let's go to the plan layer. Again, choose carefully with the magic tool. Choose the areas you want to put the textures in. Here it is a bit tricky, the steps of the seating area. I'm making sure I'm selecting all of the areas. I think I've missed an area here in the middle. So I will go back to the plan again and I will select it perfectly. Yeah, I think it's perfect now. Okay, let's go back to the texture and layer via copy. So as you can see, we have the texture and we're deleting the source texture and making the top texture multiply. So here it is. All of our textures are done, I think. It didn't take even half an hour. We have put all the textures there. Now I'm checking that all the layers are in correct order and correct position. Yeah, everything is fine. It looks fine. Now I'm choosing the burn tool, and I will use the burn tool in the road. Exposure, I will choose 30% exposure. 50% is a bit too much, but you can also use 50% if you need it. So here I'm burning the edges. It makes it look a little bit realistic, a little bit interesting. It's up to you. If you like a very flat design, flat textures, you can skip this part. But if you want to have a grungy look in your plan, you can do this with burn tool and dodge tool. So I'm using the burn tool. I'm not using any fancy brushes or anything. I'm just default burn tool. I'm burning the edges of the road. Take your time, because you have all the textures there. Now you have to make them look pretty. That's the point. You can play with the brightness, you can play with the hue and saturation of the textures. You can do all sort of things. So I will speed up this process. Now I will choose the dodge tool, and again the exposure is 30%, and I will also use the dodge tool to make the surface a little rough and uneven. Again, I'm fast forwarding here. So our road is done. I think, yeah, that's enough. I don't want to overdo it. Now let's get back to the pedestrian. Again, I'm choosing the burn tool, and this time I will increase the exposure because I want to do it faster, and I will burn the edges like this, and from this point I will fast forward. Now okay, I'm playing with the opacity here. I think I will adjust the brightness. I will increase the brightness so it will pop out more. Here it is. Now let's select. Let's at first merge all the grass layers. I have 3 layers of grass here. I will merge all of them, and again I will select not the burn tool. I will select the I will select the burn tool, and again I will do the same thing. I will burn the edges first. I'm doing it really fast. You can take your time. and I will fast forward from this moment again. Okay, now I'm choosing the dodge tool and I will try to make the contours of the grass interesting. I'll try to make patches and all those kind of things. Again, I'm doing it quickly. You can take your time, as it is a tutorial. I have limited time here. I'm doing it quickly. You can take your time and do it with precision. So again, I'm gonna fast forward from this point. So let's adjust the brightness of the layer of the grass. I will increase the brightness a little bit, and I will also change the hue and saturation. Go to hue and saturation. I will shift the saturation to a yellowish color. I will desaturate it a little bit and shift the hue to a little yellowish color, so that it doesn't look too green. I don't want to look it too green. Again, I'm polishing some areas up with the dodge tool. Here it is. Now let's do the same thing to the pavements. I will fast forward this. I'm using the burn tool again, and I will use the dodge tool after the burn tool. Again, I'm doing the same thing for the second pavement. I'm using the burn tool first and burning the edges, and I will use the dodge tool after. For the playground area, I will increase the brightness of the texture, so it will pop out more, and again I will use the burn tool and dodge tool here. I will do the same thing for the wooden floors. Again, the burn tool. I will fast forward this because we have already discussed how to do it. So now I'm gonna adjust the pavement one, the opacity of pavement one. I'll make it a little bit brighter. And also the pedestrian. Yeah, it looks all right. Now let's put some plants. Let's put some trees here. So I have a folder with very simple trees, very simple plants. They're just PNGs. just white PNGs. Make sure you put the texture on top, the tree PNGs on top. I will import all of them. I like this aesthetic. I like white trees. I think I can select all of them. Yeah, you can do that. You can select multiple and drag them all together. So I didn't know that. So again, I'm dragging all of the plants into our plan. So here are all the plants. So as you can see, the plants are not in scale. We have to scale them individually. And after scaling them, I will change the opacity of the plants so the green underneath the plants can be seen. So you get the idea. I'm putting just plants on the plan. So I will fast forward from this moment. I will scale all the plants according to their real size and according to the landscape design, and then I will press Alt and copy them over and over again. So there's the idea. Let's fast forward from here. You have to select the bottom layer of the plants, then you have to press shift and you have to scroll up, and if you just click the top layer, then all the layers in between will be selected, and then you can merge them. And I'm changing the opacity of the trees a little bit, and I'm in the FX option, I'm giving them a little bit of drop shadow so they look elevated. So a little bit of drop shadow looks it makes it look cool. So I think that's it. I have done it like in a hurry. You can take your time, you can do it better. All the files are there, just practice it and be healthy. I will see you in the next video. And if you feel like you have learned something from here, don't forget to subscribe and press the like button. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.